If you are the person who is always chronically late, you know the feeling of panic. You look at the clock, you swear you have plenty of time, and then suddenly you are running 20 minutes behind again. Society calls this laziness. Your friends might call it disrespectful. But psychology says it is neither. If you are always late, it is rarely because you don't care about other people's time. It is usually because your brain perceives the passage of time fundamentally differently than the average person. You aren't rude. You are likely suffering from something psychologists call time blindness, combined with a specific cognitive quirk known as the optimism bias. And if you've ever sent the text, "I'm 5 minutes away," when you haven't even put your shoes on, there is a real neurological reason why. 1. You possess an incurable optimism bias. People who are always on time are realists. They know that traffic happens, keys get lost, and elevators are slow. But you are an idealist. Psychology calls this the planning fallacy. When you plan your day, your brain automatically calculates the best case scenario. You think the drive takes 15 minutes because that's how long it takes at midnight with green lights. You don't account for the red lights, the parking, or the walk to the door. You aren't trying to lie to yourself. Your brain is just wired to believe that things will go smoothly. This trait makes you late, yes, but research shows it also makes you more resilient, more hopeful, and less prone to stress. You live in a world where everything should work out, which is a beautiful, albeit messy, way to exist. Now, being optimistic explains why you plan poorly, but it doesn't explain why you can't get out the door. That comes down to this next trait. You are a transition perfectionist. Most people think chronic lateness is about being sloppy. Actually, it's often about being too rigid. You cannot leave the house until everything is just right. You have to check the stove, change your shirt, or send that one last email. You struggle with what psychologists call task switching. Your brain hates leaving a task unfinished. While others can just drop things and leave, you feel a physical compulsion to complete the loop before you transition to the next environment. You aren't lazy. You are battling a brain that demands closure. 3. You experience time blindness. For most people, time feels like a linear countdown. Tick, tock. But for you, time is a feeling. You have a brain that easily enters a flow state. When you are doing something you enjoy, or even just scrolling on your phone, you lose the sense of the clock entirely. Research suggests this is common in people with high creativity or ADHD traits. You look up and swear 5 minutes have passed, but it's been 40. This capacity for deep focus is a superpower in your work or your passions, but it is a curse when you need to catch a train. You don't feel time passing until the emergency alarm bells go off in your head. 4. You are addicted to the deadline rush. Let's be honest. Some part of you needs the pressure. Psychology suggests that some chronic latecomers have an understimulated prefrontal cortex. You struggle to motivate yourself when you have hours to spare. You need the adrenaline spike of, "I'm going to be late," to kick your brain into gear. You subconsciously manufacture a crisis because that anxiety is the fuel you need to focus. You wait until the last possible second because that is the only moment your brain fully wakes up. You aren't disorganized. You are an urgency responder. Here is what this means. If you are always running behind, you need to stop beating yourself up for being bad. You have a brain that values the now more than the future. You are likely creative, optimistic, and deeply focused. The world needs people who watch the clock, but it also needs people who get lost in the moment. You aren't broken, you just need to set your alarm 20 minutes earlier than you think you do. If you are the friend who is always rushing, drop a running emoji in the comments below. And if you want to understand the psychology behind your habits, hit subscribe right now, and also at least check out our newsletter in the description. I share some wonderful value there too.